How are you all today? Got used to it again? Yeah, I know. It's hard work, isn't it? But you know what? You are doing a fabulous job, making sure you switch your computers on and join in with today's learning. I'm so proud of you all. Okay then, so we're ready for maths? Let's get going. In today's maths lesson, we're going to be telling the time at 1/4 past, 1/2 past and 1/4 to the hour. We're going to know that a clock is made up of 4 quarters, know that a clock is made up of 2 halves, and know the time is read past the hour and to the hour. The resources that you will need today are some papers, a pencil, and the clock that you made yesterday. Brains up first. Let's think about a Sudoku. Now, we've done these in class a couple of times, so let's do this first one together and then you can do one on your own. But if you think you can do this all on your own, then pause the video here and do that. For those of you that want a little bit of help, I'm going to do this one with you. The only numbers we're using are the numbers 1 to 4. So the idea is we fill in all the missing gaps. We have to look at the columns and the rows. Columns go down and the rows go across. So if I look at my columns and my rows and I look to see which column or row might just have one number missing, and I can see in the very first column I've got 4, 3, 2, 1. The number 1 is missing because every column and every row has to have number 1, 2, 3 and 4 in. Now let me think. Where am I going to go next? There aren't any other columns with just one number missing. So if I have a look at each column and see which one hasn't got a certain number in. Let's see. In the first row, the second column, I'm going to put number 2. Which means in the first row and the third column, I need number 1. Now that means if I come all the way down to the very last row on the bottom, I know I'm going to need a number 3. And the second to last row, or the second column, I need a number 4. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That works. Have I got them all right? Remember, I'm not allowed to repeat a number in the same row or same column. I bet your grown-ups at home will help you with this. I bet they'll enjoy the challenge. Oh, I've got just one box empty on the third row down. I've got number 2, number 4 and number 1. So I know I'm number 3 missing. On the last row and the last column, I've got one box there. So I've got 1, 3 and 2. I know I'm number 4 missing. Now I've used 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is getting easy now, isn't it? Because I know in my second row, third column, I'm missing number 4. So my final column, second row, is number 2. And if I check, I haven't duplicated any numbers in any of the rows or columns. Did you follow that? You can always rewind or pause the video if you want to have another look. Let's have a look at this next one. Can you fill in the missing numbers? We are only using the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. Pause the video. Doesn't matter how many times it takes you to have a go, but it is fun, isn't it? And when you get them all right, it's really a good feeling. Pause the video and have a go. Let's see. Did you get the same as me? I looked at the second row and noticed there was just one number missing there. I put number 3 in because that's the number that was missing in that row and that column. But also the third row and the fourth column, you might have noticed number 3 was missing. You might have done it in a different order to me. But I also noticed then when I put that number 3 in the fourth column that number 1 was missing from the end of that column, the fourth row. Where will I go next? Let's see. I know that I need a number 3 and a number 4 in both of the columns that are left. And I don't think it matters which way round I put them. I could put number 3 there and number 4 there. But then I need to put number 3 there and number 4 there. Pause the video if you need to compare yours with mine. You might have got it a little bit different. But as long as you've only got 1, 2, 3, 4 in every row and 1, 2, 3, 4 in every column and you haven't duplicated any of the numbers, then you've got it right. Well done. Often, if you look in magazines or in the free newspapers that come through the door, or you can go online and you can play games of Sudoku, they're really good to test your brain skills. Enjoy them. I love them. So vocabulary we're going to be using today in our maths lesson. Hour, half past, hands, face, minutes, quarter to, and quarter past. So we're going to tell the time to quarter to and Yesterday you made yourself a clock. You will need this today. It will help you. If you've lost it, perhaps you're just going to make yourself another one. Don't forget you need the 2 hands as well. If you've lost those, you could make them as well. Just pause the video while you do this. Let's begin by looking at this pizza. What's a pizza got to do with telling the time? I can hear you saying, this is strange. Mrs Gallis has got all mixed up. I do get mixed up sometimes, don't I? Right then, so I have got 1 pizza. I have got 1 whole pizza. So when we're looking at the clock face, we look at 1 whole clock face when we look at all of it. Oh, somebody's eaten half of the pizza. Was it you? I bet it was. But half of my pizza has gone and I've got half left. That's the word half, or you might have seen the equation 1/2, and that's what the equation looks like. We call the written numeral half an equation. Oh, somebody's ate a bit more pizza. Does anybody know what I've got left now? Can you tell me? Well done, some of you got that right. 1/4. Or if you want the equation format, we write it as 1/4. But don't worry about writing it like that. 1/4. I want you to be able to write that word today, quarter. It's very easy and you'll be able to copy it from the screen anyway. Oh, let's look at this pizza. How much pizza have I got here? Pause the video and see if you can work it out. Well, I can tell I've got 1/4 missing. So how much have I got there? I have got 3/4. Again, the equation looks like this, 3/4. So let's use the pizza to help us understand quarter to and quarter past. Now we know what a quarter looks like. What time is this? Can you see the big hand, the black one, pointing to the 6? And the red hand has just gone past the 9. There's half a pizza, 9:30. Did you get that? 9:30. Well done. What time is this? Look at my hands. How much pizza have I got? A quarter, that's right. I've got a quarter. And where's the little hand pointing? It's past the 9. It's not gone halfway, has it? But it has crept past a little bit past the 9. So I've got a 9:15. Wow, my big hand has gone past the o'clock at 12 to a quarter of the way around the clock, which is number 3. It's a quarter of the way around the clock. 9:15. Let's use the pizza to help us. Okay, how much did we say we got here? We got 3/4. But we don't say 3/4 in time, do we? No. Where is my big hand? It's pointing to the 9. So it's gone 3/4 of the way round. How much of the pizza has gone? A quarter. And the big hand is on its way to the 12. And it's still got a quarter to go. So it's 9:45. Where's the little hand pointing? It's in between. It's past the 10. It's nearly got to the 11. So it's 9:45. I've got a quarter of the way to go to get to 11. 9:45. That's what time that one is. A clock face is a full circle which is made up of 4 quarters. So how many minutes make up a quarter of an hour? Let's have a look. We can start by counting from the 12 to the 1. We know that's 5 minutes. From the 1 to the 2, it's another 5 minutes. And from the 2 to the 3, another 5 minutes. 3 lots of 5. You're really good at 5s. 5, 10, 15. So there's 15 minutes in a quarter of an hour. There you go. 15 minutes in a quarter of an hour. When we tell the time, we either say it is past or to the hour. So if we are on the right-hand side of the clock, as we look at it, from the 12 to the 6, the first half, it's past the hour. In the next half, it's to the hour. So look at this time. The big hand is pointing at 3, which is the first quarter. It's is it 1:15? Yes, that's right, because the little hand has just gone past the 1. The small hand is pointing just past the 1. It's not on the number 1, is it? And it's nowhere near number 2. It's just past number 1. It's actually a quarter of the way between 1 and 2. So it's not halfway between 1 and 2 to say 1/2. It's a quarter of the way. What time is this clock showing? Where is the big hand pointing? The big hand's pointing to the 9, which is 15 minutes to 12. So it's pointing to the 9. It's a quarter to. Where's the little hand pointing? It's 3/4 of the way between 11 and 12. The big hand is pointing to the 12. So it's 11:45. What do you notice about the small hand? It is halfway between 3 and 4. What time is this clock showing? 3:30. Well done. Okay, let's recap all of that. Which clock is showing 1/4 the hour? Can you shout it out? Can you say the time? That's right, the clock in the middle is saying 2:15. Which clock is showing 1/2? You know that one really well, don't you? It's the first clock, isn't it? Which clock is showing 1/4? That's right, the last clock, the big hand is going towards the 12, so it's 1/4. Well done. What time is this? Okay, so the big hand has gone the way round to the 3, which is 1/4 of the way. It's gone past the 12, so it's 1/4. The little hand has gone past the 7. It's 7:15. Well done. What time is it? Pause the video and see if you can work it out. That's right, let's have a look. The big hand has gone 3/4 of the way round, so it's almost getting to the 12. So it's 1/4. The small hand's nearly got to the 10. It's 1/4. What time is it? Pause the video. The big hand has gone 1/4 of the way to the 12, so it's gone 3/4 of the way round. So it's 1/4. Where's the little hand pointing? It's nearly to the 3, so it's 1/4. 1/4. Your turn now. I would like you, on your paper please, to copy these answers, to write these answers. You don't need to copy the clocks. You can use the clock that you made to help you if you want to, or maybe you've got a clock in the house that you can use to help you. If you need some help from a grown-up, then that's absolutely fine as well. But I would like you to look at each of these questions and write the answers down on your piece of paper. Now then, I have tricked you here. You might have to go all the way back to the beginning of the video when I tell you how many minutes each of the hands turn when they're going to 1/4, 1/2, and 1/4. But I'm going to give you a hint. Remember, we count in 5s, and you can count in 5s around these clock faces. Okay, that's a hint. And you've got this sheet to do as well. Okay, so these questions, so you've got 12 questions to do today. Pause the video or rewind the video anywhere you need to. On this page, you've got to add the times to the clock. So you'll need to draw a clock. You can draw around something if you want to, or you can just have a go and see if you can draw that circle. You don't need to write all of the numbers in unless you want to. You could just write the numbers in of the times that you've got to show. Okay then, let's see how you get on. Pause the video while you do those questions. Pause the video unless you've finished. Here we go. Let's have a look at the answers. Are these clocks showing 1/4 or 1/4? So number 1, you should have written 1/4 past. 1/4 2. 1/4. What about number 3? 1/4 past. No, it's not 1/4, Mrs Gallis, it's 1/4. I knew that. I did know that because I've written that answer down. I was looking at the next question before I'd finished this one, wasn't I? I was thinking, I'm sure you've all spelt 1/4 correctly. And number 4 is quarter past. Got that one right, didn't I? Number 5, if the big hand starts at 12, it takes how many minutes to get to quarter past? So we're going from 12 to 3, and we count in 5s, don't we? You can see the 5s around the edge of the clock. And it's 15, isn't it? Well done. If the big hand starts at 12, how many minutes does it take to get to quarter to? 45 minutes, that's right. If we look at question number 2, we can see the big hand has gone round to the quarter to, because we said it was quarter to, and it's by 45 minutes as well. And if the big hand starts at 12, it takes 30 minutes to get to half past. Pause the video here if you need to double check your answers. Let's have a look at these answers. You had to draw the times on the clock. Quarter to 4. Did you see how I put my big hand at quarter to on the 9? And my little hand hasn't quite got to 4, has it? It's getting to 4. Half past 3. That's the easy one, isn't it? The big hand on the 6, and the little hand is halfway between 3 and 4 because it's half past 3. Quarter past 10. So my big hand goes past the 12 to the quarter at 3, and my little hand has to go past 10, but only a little bit. So quarter past 10. Number 11. Quarter to 12. So my big hand has got to be at quarter to, which we know is on the way round to the 12. Does my little hand get to the 12? No, because it's almost at the 12. Quarter to 12. Quarter past 5. Okay, my big hand is on the quarter past, and my little hand has just crept past the 5. Well done if you got all of those right. If you didn't, just go back and practice again. And actually, time is something you can practice every single day. Just keep looking at a clock and see if you can tell whoever's with you what time it is. And then by the time you come back to school next week, I'm going to be asking you, look at the clock, tell me, what time is it? Because you will all be super at telling the time. Anybody that can tell me the time when I ask them next week will be getting a merit. Wait for that then. Can you tell the time at quarter past, half past and quarter to the hour? That was today's target, and next week I'm going to be checking. Keep in touch. Share your work with me. I'm working hard here. You're working hard there. You've just seen all my work. I'd like to see your work. Stay safe, keep washing those hands, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.